Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a good Wednesday. Mine was pretty non productive. I tried to take a break yesterday, and I accomplished that. It's good to set goals and accomplish them. Um, so this morning I overslept a little bit, and I did not get set up as well as I should have yesterday. So I've been scrambling around this morning trying to get everything ready for tutorial Thursday, excuse me. Um, I guess we will start out by talking about what knives I did not carry to work last night because I was off. Um, actually, uh, the knife that I had on me last night in my pocket while I was walking around the house doing things. Good morning, Gaming Sandals. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm moving a little slow this morning, but that's all right. We'll get it figured out. Let's see here. So starting out talking about what I carried last night. I had this on me most of the evening. I'm really liking the knife. One thing about this back flipper, it hits my fingers sometimes when closing it. So you kind of have to open it with purpose and get your finger out of the way. That happens with quite a few flippers, and it's not the knife's fault. It's user error for sure. But I was enjoying this one last night. I really like the jimping on this knife. To me, it's got the perfect amount of grip. If any of you order it and get it in hand, tell me how you feel about the jimping. I saw a couple of people, kids down for a little nap time. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's always good, getting a break from the kids. My daughter is grown now, so I actually don't even have any grandbabies, which is surprising, considering how early people are having kids nowadays. But that's the one I had on me last night, and then I only received one in the mail yesterday, and that was this one. I actually received a couple of things in the mail yesterday. One of them was not a knife, and it freaked me out because I had a box, and it was one of those U.S. Postal small priority boxes, and it felt like there was nothing in it, and I was like, oh no, I've lost a knife that I bought. So I actually recorded myself opening the box because I wanted proof that there was nothing in it when I received it, and it ended up being something. It ended up being this that I ordered that I forgot, and it didn't hardly weigh anything. And that's a whole nother story. This is a Zerk kit for the Null Knives Grace. And so I saw it pop up on Knife Swap, and before I even checked my knife or did anything, I was like, I need a Zerk kit for my Null Knives Grace. So I pulled the trigger and bought it. Well, it is a nice Zerk kit. It came with the clip, came with the back spacer, it came with the thumb stud, and it came with the 2 pivot screws. And then I went and I grabbed my knife to start putting them on, and I noticed that evidently the model of Grace that I bought already came with the Zerk kit. So I don't know what I was thinking. It was one of those stupid knife purchases where you buy stuff and don't even know that you don't need it. Wow, 2.5 and a 7-month-old. That's amazing. So I've got an extra Zerk kit for my knife that I already had on my knife. Total stupidity. Luckily, I only spent $60 on it, so it's not like I'm out a lot of money, but I'm going to have to resell it. I thought the model I had did not have the Zerk hardware. I messaged the guy I actually got it from and was like, do you know if that knife came with the Zerk hardware? And he showed me, and he looked up on the website, and it is the one that came with the Zerk hardware. So I was like, it looks exactly the same. And anyway, you know, you live and you learn. But that is one of the things I got in the mail yesterday, was this Zerk hardware kit. I will post it back up for sale. Catch and release. That is a real catch and release right there. Didn't even need it. That was stupidity. And then the other knife that I received yesterday is this one. And this is a Hilberg Knives. Cool to have this bag and the tool that they always send. They have T9 pivots, so they always send a T9 tool. And this is a lightning anodized with the textured grip Hilberg chamois. It's got the lightning anodized clip. One thing about these knives is they don't have a lock insert. It's just titanium on steel, and you know the titanium is going to lose. But quality wise, these knives are great. It does have real M390 blade steel. And so that's the only knife I received yesterday. These are getting harder and harder to find nowadays. I might resell this one also. I just got another one last week that I think I like better. I don't know. I might re-anodize that one. I just feel kind of bad because it came that way, I believe, and someone would probably enjoy it. So I might just need to pass it along to someone who would like it. I just don't like it as well as I like the plain one. Anyway, that's something else I got. And then I started rounding up all the stuff I needed this morning to do the acid wash and stone wash. So let's just get into it and go over a little bit of that. Talk about first which knives I decided we're going to acid wash and stone wash. And I decided, since we took apart the baby and already had the scales off of it, and we're going to dye the scales a black and a red with some RIT and try to do a fade on it, that I would just use this blade and we would stone wash it. It is Kaiser baby. And then I just grabbed another one that I had laying around in a case, and this is an odd knife. I got this not long ago, and this knife actually came with, when I was looking at the pictures of it before I bought it, I didn't grasp the fact that it came with two clips. So it had this exact clip on this side also, and it was a two-clip knife, and that was ridiculous to me. I was like, well, who would do that? Why would they do that? I was like, I could understand if maybe, like, sometimes cold steel will include a second clip for if they're angled and they won't fit on the other side correctly, then they'll include another clip in the box or whatever with it so that you can swap it out. So I was like, well, maybe that's what they did. They just attached the other clip. And then I decided, well, I didn't like that. And so I was like, well, I can just take one of the clips off, right? Well, no, because the bolt and screw that go through here, if you remove one of the clips, it will not tighten up all the way. The threads wouldn't tighten up. So what I did is I took the other clip that I will never use. And a couple people bitched at me for this, about ruining a clip. I would have never used it. It would have got thrown away. And I took it and I turned it into an insert. So I polished it down. I got it cut to the right size. And I made an insert for the other side so that the space would be right for the clip. There you go. Gaming Sandals was a smart man too. But it's a cool knife. It's got good action. I liked it. It's supposed to have VG10 blade steel. I thought we would go through the process of doing this blade as well. So first of all, we will have to disassemble this knife to get the blade out. And I have not taken this one apart, so it looks like the pivot is not a standard. So it looks like we'll need a flathead for that. Luckily, I've got one sitting right here. Let's start by removing this clip back here, I guess. Just to get it out of the way. We will put all these knife pieces back here on the mat just to keep for later. Then we will remove, this is already loose, so that should come out here in a minute. Let's remove this body screw. And that screw came out. I'll put those together. Then that one just fell out. Wow, you can tell I haven't taken this one apart. Look at all that oil. I don't know if you can see the oil, but there's oil all down in there. There you go. Now it feels like the back spacer is just kind of floating in there, so we'll pull it out. And then we will attempt to get this pivot out. It's actually warmed up down here, and I have my heat a little high out here. I'm in my music studio. I decided to set up a place to film out here since I already had a kind of a studio setup out here. And I've got a little space heater that I keep out here, and it's actually half of my attached garage. I've got a detached garage and an attached garage, and I split off my 2-car garage to build the studio. And so that's where this half is, and I keep a heater out here because it's not on the central AC of the house. Wow, lots of oil on the inside. I'm glad I took this apart finally. So there we go. We are down to the blade. Got all the parts back there. We got this blade. We got that one. So I thought we would start out by talking about a little bit about the stuff you need to do it, and to do it inexpensively and easily, and the way that I've done it in the past. All you need is some ferric chloride, which is the same stuff that you use to, this is a jar of ferric chloride. And you can buy this on Amazon. It's not like on a list. You won't get added to a list if you buy it, I promise. There's other, Sever 7, nice. Yeah, I appreciate you watching. We're going over the stuff you need. So yeah, ferric chloride is the most important part of it. Then you're going to need some rubber gloves. You're going to need some acetone and or some alcohol, some good, along with something to get the grease off the knives. I use Dawn dish soap because it gets grease away really good, and that's what we're going to do on these two, along with some acetone and maybe a wipe down with alcohol before we drop it in the ferric chloride. And then all you really need is some way. This is how I've done it in the past, and that is a peanut butter jar with rocks in it. In here, I started, when I first did it, I just grabbed some rocks out of the driveway or outside of different size. Good morning, Still Addicted. Since then, I have bought some media from Harbor Freight because I bought a vibratory tumbler and I bought a thing of media that it comes with. But in here, basically all you need, whoops, I'm dripping. And that's part of the reason I quit using this, because people use Gatorade bottles, people use whatever. Oh, that's great. Now I've stained I gotta clean it anyway. But you put rocks down in here. I've got some round ones. I've got some of that media. I've got some ones from outside. Just anything, you know. And basically, after you get done putting the acid, doing an acid wash on the blade, if you want to stonewash it, then all you have to do is just put it in something like this and shake it for 15, 20 minutes. And you can keep shaking it. I just used to do it while I was watching TVs or a video or something. But now that I've got a vibratory tumbler, we don't need that necessarily. But if you were wanting to do it for cheap, that's how you could do it. Which brings me to the next thing. In my bathroom, attached to the garage out here, there's a sink and a toilet. It's in my my laundry room. I have got my vibratory tumbler set up out there, and I've got my remote camera set up over there. And there's the can of acetone that you can see kind of sticking into the frame there. So we will be able to keep an eye on it. I bought this 2 or 3 months ago, and I've not actually used it. So we're going to learn together how well it works and how quick it works on doing a stonewash finish. It is filled with the same little media that I got. That was the green ones. They're actually, I'll show you the bottle of that as well, but it's those little triangular ones. Nice Steel Addicted. Did you do the mod to where the lid is not sitting all the way down on it? There's a huge difference when you clamp the lid all the way down. It makes it shake a ton, and if you use some nuts to raise the lid up just a little bit, it'll keep it from shaking so much and making so much noise. I don't know if you did that mod, but I'll show you that mod when I get out there. Do you use that tumbler for stonewashing, Steel Addicted? Is that what you use yours for? You just here for support? You already know how to do all this? Good morning, Knives Are Live. I'm trying to get motivated to get all this done this morning. It's kind of hard to do that after you've had a good day off and relaxed, to hop right back into doing stuff. Yeah, I'll show you. I saw it on a video. When you clamp the lid completely down, it, things that are stiff break and vibrate more, and so you can leave the lid you leave it where it still stuff won't come out of it. But it still will do its job. So let's get into it, I guess. I've been putting this off long enough. One thing about this, this knife will not fit completely down into this jar. It will stick. It's going to stick out the top, but that's not going to matter because of it will matter. Kind of sucks. The way these handles go back on, you'll see the end and the side of the blade. So I'm not sure what to do about that. I could try to transfer this into a taller container, but I think, I don't know. I think we'll start with this one. And if we get good enough results on this one, we just might skip this one. But yeah, I'm kind of new at it too, Steel Addicted, but I thought I would just pass along what I've learned. And in fact, let's just start out by watching just a real easy video. I believe there's one on, let's see. There was one, I believe, on Blade HQ. Let's see here.
Have you ever wondered?
Yes. So let's do a little bit of a, what are those people called that watch video? Reaction. Let's do a little bit of reaction video to this video before we begin our process.
How to acid etch and stonewash your knife at home? Knife at
All right.
hood mouth, empty bottle for stonewashing. Medium to put in your stonewashing bottle. Nail polish. Container for your acid solution. Water for rinsing. Acetone. String. Pencil. Your favorite sharpening system. Knife lube. The knife you're going to acid wash. And finally, personal protective equipment. Acid solution to create a
All right.
acid etching works by
This
using
is a reaction
acid
video.
solution to create a thin black oxide layer on the surface of the steel. The longer you leave your blade in the solution, the darker the steel will get. Stainless steels will etch slower, and high carbon steels faster. Etching not only looks great, but can also offer mild corrosion protection. For our acid washing project, we'll be using the Benchmade Bug-Out and S30V. Let's start by taking the knife apart. We're going to be using our handy dandy Weehaw tool, and we're just going to make sure that we pay attention to how the knife came apart so we can put it back together the same way. You may find with your knife that you need 2 tools to take it apart. Since we're dipping the whole blade, you want to make sure if there's anything attached to the blade that you don't want to acid wash, you remove it, like these thumb studs on the Bug-Out.
I forgot about nail polish.
All right, now we have our blade.
I'm glad we watched
taken
this.
apart, and all the parts on the blade that we don't want acid etched.
I was actually just looking for my nail
We're
polish.
going to be cleaning it with some acetone. So now's the time to put on our PPE. You want to make sure you have some gloves on, eye protection. Make sure you have a well-ventilated area. You want to make sure that you clean the blade or your piece really well. Any imperfections that you leave here will show up after the acid etch. All right, now that we have our blade nice and clean, we want to use some nail polish to paint up all the areas where our knife will be contacting either bearings.
Just keep watching this for a second.
Bars, anything of that nature. A brighter color is better, that way you can see where you've applied the nail polish and make sure that you are protecting those places where tolerances are important. All right, now that we have all the contact points on our blade protected, we're going to mix our ferric chloride acid and water together. So you can find ferric chloride acid online or on Amazon. There's a bunch of different places you can get it. Now with your container, you want to make sure your container is deep enough and wide enough to hold your blade. So it's advantageous to use a container that seals and it will last a long time and doesn't have any metal because your acid will eat the metal. And the reason is once you mix this mixture, the mixture is good for a really long time. So if you wanted to do a blade, in a few months down the road, your mixture would still be good. We will be mixing our mixture 3 parts water, 1 part chloride acid. As a note, when you're diluting acid in water, always pour your water first and then your acid. This is where you're going to use your pencil and string. So you'll attach one part of your string to your pencil, the other part of your string to your blade.
I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to drop it in there.
All right. The acid bath is all mixed up and ready to go. The blade
But that's a good idea.
and ready to be dipped. So now we'll dip it and get a timer.
And I guess we could do that.
We want.
All right. So 5 minutes is what we're going to do increments of. That's why we need to get it started. We can talk about some other things. It might take a minute. So I want to get that cleaned.
Make sure to rinse your blade really well to neutralize all the acid on it. So that actually turned out really nice and dark. Now that there's a nice dark finish on the blade, you could stop here. It is a nice look. But we're going to go on to doing some tumbling to get the bottle filled up about halfway. Retrieve your blade after stone washing. Attach a string to it in a gentle circular fashion. We shook our shaking to it before. To make it away,
you can add a little bit of oil.
Backyard. You're going to fill your plastic bottle up about halfway. Put
WD-40
just a little bit of water, a little bit of dish soap.
I use WD-40 instead of dish soap.
Your blade after stone washing. Attach a shake it in a gentle circular fashion. Your medium and blade finish, your results will vary. Make sure to check your blade about every minute. That turned out really good. We're going to assemble the knife and sharpen it. We chose to add some
yeah.
Reassemble the
We'll go through all these steps, and I don't want to watch and copy their videos.
You may be asking yourself about other blade steels. Don't worry, we've got you covered.
So there's a quick and easy video.
You want to make sure you don't stonewash your blade for too long, otherwise you'll remove your protective nail polish.
Okay, it's a good tip.
Make sure not to shake too hard, or you could damage your blade.
Yeah.
We can't stress enough how important properly painting on your nail polish is. If you overpaint, your blade will end up with an uneven finish.
And that has happened to me on a couple of first ones I did. You can see it sticking out past the scales.
Stonewash longer. This will also hide imperfections in your acid edge. We tried stonewashing a titanium scale using this method and did not get great results with our chosen medium. Need to rinse and wipe it off. And how it turned out. Blade HQ over here on this side. We've got some.
All right, so there's a little breakdown. Real simple. Nice, Ron. That's a cool knife. Yep. My profile, I just added a Sever 7. It's at the top of my YouTube page. If you just go to my YouTube, there's a link to it right up at the top. There's a link to the Instagram. It's just Blade Alchemy for you, the same as my YouTube. If you see up there at the top on the YouTube at Blade Alchemy for you, it's just Instagram.com/Blade Alchemy for you. And then the Discord invite link is also listed on my YouTube. Sorry, while y'all were watching that video, I had to run and find some, ask my girl for some nail polish. Because I couldn't find, I've got some out here somewhere, but I went and got some hot pink nail polish. So let's start this process. I'm going to bring up the camera that's in the bathroom. I'm going to switch the microphone from this microphone to that microphone, so you'll be able to hear me when I'm in there. All right, guys, I hope you can start to hear me now. I'm actually in here. There's a sink right out of frame here. I'm going to start by just giving it a quick rinse. I don't actually have any Dawn out here. It's in my kitchen, but I do have some soap. So as you can see, I'm just cleaning, soaping up the blade. Actually, I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you can. I'm just going to wash the blade as much as possible here, do a quick wash on it. I need y'all to let me know if this microphone, when I get back in there, was working also. I want to know for these remote shots if the microphone is picking up the way I think and hope it is. Pretty cool that we can have different camera angles here. So I've got that pretty clean. We will take the acetone back in there with us and finish the clean. I did not actually put on any gloves yet, which I probably should have, but that's why we'll finish the acetone in there. Real quick while I'm out here, let me see. Let me pick this up. So you can see on the inside I've got all the media. And then Still Addicted, this is what I was talking about. So you can get a couple of nuts to go and you put them at a certain height. And then when you put the lid down on there and tighten it down, the lid has got a little bit of a gap here and it won't make nearly as much noise. And I'll show you that once we get to that point. But yeah, so let's take the blade. I'm not going to touch it, even though we're going to use acetone. I'm going to grab the acetone and we're going to go back in there and clean it up. Hopefully the microphone is back working again in here. Fuchs. Good morning. Josh, good morning. Be Shady 22, good morning. Hope y'all are doing well. Sorry I didn't see y'all join, or I would have said something about it. But yes, I'm back in here now. Let's begin by putting on some rubber gloves so we don't get any oils on the, what in the world? Those two gloves have mated and created one blob glove. That's pretty wild. I don't even know what that is. That's for the people, that's for the Nephilim with 6 fingers. If you know, you know. So, good China QC there. Hopefully these will not. And something else I've thought about is when you're getting your gloves out to put them on, try not to touch the fingers with your other hand because you'll just put oil on the outside of the glove. So as you're getting your gloves out of the box and whatever, try not to finger them on the outside. That's what she said, Josh. Except she didn't say when her gloves. Anyway, I guess y'all could hear me out there when I was in the bathroom. Hopefully. All right, got the cheap gloves on. Tore one of them while doing so, but that's all right. So we will grab our paper towels. We will take and I will draw off the blade first. Then I will take another paper towel and get some acetone on it. Can y'all even hear me now? Nobody answered my question about being able to hear me. Acetone is a strong smelling substance, so if you are partial to strong smelling things, be careful with acetone, and use it in a well ventilated area, which I'm not doing. I figure there's quite a few things that I do that are worse than acetone, like smoking cigarettes probably. But I've just soaked some acetone on there. You can see where it's in the middle there. I'm going to thoroughly clean this blade with that acetone. Make sure we get it all. This is a very important step because if you don't clean it, and you will have inconsistency on the color on the and these rubber gloves are actually, look, they're melting with the acetone, which will happen. So let's get this finished and done pretty good. I've got the blade itself. Now I'm just getting the pivot. Blade pivot. My gloves are disintegrating. That's great. Get the pivot more now. Now I'm going to lay that down. It should be pretty clean. Set that to the side. Yeah, look how the acetone just ate through these cheap gloves. Acetone, yeah, is very caustic and does not, certain plastics, it will just melt. I used to use it for ABS. Vapor smoothing is what it's called. When you make 3D prints, let me see if I got one handy. You can use a vapor bath of acetone and it will shine it up and make it all slick looking. I've got a bunch of 3D prints here, but I don't see any that I've done a vapor smoothing on. Anyway, I'm getting another glove now. Sorry. Pocket check. We got a Devo Mini Growler KB Knives Decimal, Kaiser Phoenix. My name is Montoya. No, what's his name? You killed my father, prepare to die. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Now I'm going to do the same thing with a little alcohol after the acetone, just because of that rubber glove situation, which I didn't think about. I must have used better gloves in the past, because that has not happened. These are super cheap gloves. So I'm just going over this again with some 99% alcohol. It's not 99. I lied. I do have some 99. It's 91, I think. Just going to go over it one last time here before we put the nail polish on. All right. So, looks like that has a little bit of... All right. That looks good. We will lay that down. We will get our nail polish. And we will paint the part that we don't want dipped. So I'm going to paint the pivot. I hope you can see here. Get a good coating on the pivot there. And I'm going to paint the little line that the detent ball goes on, and the detent ball hole. Be careful, because that will poke out of the blade sometimes. I should have checked on this one, but we're just going to try to use as little as possible. Then we're going to paint the other side where the pivot is. Hope y'all can see this okay. Probably should zoom in a little bit, but that's all right. Trying to be careful here and not get it everywhere also. All right. We got the two pivots covered. We got the part, got the two pivots covered. We got the little track where the detent ball goes. And I've actually got we're going to go look at the knives he's got in his pocket while we're waiting here. I've got a fan right beside me here that I'm going to actually hold this in front of and let this dry a little faster. Yep, never go against a Sicilian when death is on the line. All right, so let's go back and see what he was talking. Whoops, what happened? Turn off the phone. Guess I can do that too. Let's see. He said sever 7. I will check into that replacement pivot screw part. I've got one, so I can measure mine. What's wrong with the one you've got? Devo Blade Bench Collab. Let's look it up first, since that's what's being discussed at the moment. Devo Blade Bench Collab. Oh, that's the dark mode, fireball, Devo Growler. So let's go to Blade Bench and see if we, oh, there, Vero Lux that we looked at drops soon. Is there a place where they have their knives listed, or do we just have to search for it? Let's click on buy. Well, let's just click on Growler. Don't see anything. Let me go back to the chat here and see if anybody's pointing me in the right direction. Oh, it just went into production. This nail polish is probably getting close to being dry. Inigo Montoya. Prepare. You killed my father. Prepare to die. The Dread Pirate Roberts. Is he getting out of jail soon? Speaking of that topic, does anybody know when Ross Ulbricht is getting out of jail? There's the dark mode automation available, the arcane that we looked at. Yep. Alright, so hopefully it still looks... Man, no wonder you see your girl shaking her hands trying to get the nail polish to dry. Stuff takes forever. Let me go back to the camera here. I have not dark washed, acid washed hardware. But I would imagine that would be a good idea with the threads. All right. I don't know if it's completely dry. Yes, it looks like it is. Well, almost. Dang it. That's all right. I don't care too much about this knife. I did notice that me holding it with the gloves, I guess I was holding it by the blade. I need to try to wipe a little bit of the blade off where I was holding it with some more alcohol before we drop it in the bath. And the string thing is probably a good idea. I just usually use my little hook. I use one of these. I'm slow like that. I don't want to tie a string and deal with all that. So I use my little titanium things that I use to anodize and hold knives when I do heat anodization. I just use this hook to grab the blade out of the jar. It's not very hard. I'm just putting a little more alcohol on here, and I'm going to carefully try not to touch the part we just did, but yet go back over the blade a little bit. It will take off the nail polish, probably. Nail polish remover is what you use, but we're just going to give that a quick little wipe down and hope that this turns out okay. We're going to take our jar of ferric chloride. We are going to open it up one-handed, I guess. All right. And I open it up. Oh, good grief. Well, there we go. All right. Wow, it hasn't been open in a while. And we are going to drop our blade in. Just going to drop it down in here. There we go. Throw the lid back on it. We're going to set a timer. We're going to set that off to the side. Get that ferric chloride off. I'm actually going to take off these gloves now. All right. Throw that away. Put the alcohol away. Get that away. The ratio on my mix, I believe, is a 50-50. I don't know, man. I should know that because that's important. Let's go look it up real quick, what they suggest, because I don't want to give you the wrong numbers. But I think I did a 50-50. I might have done 30. I looked it up at the time, and whatever it was, whatever they suggested is what I did. Let's see. Acid washing. Whoops. Ferric chloride mixture. Yeah, I think I did do a 30% because it says 1 part ferric chloride to 2 parts water. So I think I might have done around a 40%. 4-to-1 with distilled water. Yeah, and make sure you use distilled water whenever you're working on your knives, doing any kind of anodization or acid washing or anything. I did not set a timer. We've been going about 1.5, 2 minutes. 44. We will check it at 10 minutes. So at 8:54. Let's see. Yeah, anywhere. Here's the instructables on how to do it. And you can also do cool patterns according to how you want to paint with your fingernail polish and stuff. This is a great article. I will link this one. This Instructables has a usually very easy to follow process on the stuff that they show you how to do it. So I will link this one. Still water. Let's see. No polish. So there you go. You can put marks on it. You can read this if you want to. You can either make light lines or dark lines according to which parts you cover. There you go. But I will put well, that's pretty cool. You put a lightsaber on it. Yeah, I will link this in the if you there's pretty much not anything that if you want to do, you can't go find a good article on how to do it. Here is a link to that article in the chat for those of you who want to try that. Just don't be scared to try things. That's how I look at it. A lot of people, I'm just surprised at how many people ask questions and rely on other people to give them answers when we have so many tools nowadays at hand to answer those questions easily. And whoops, I didn't spell anything. What did I? Let's see how much it costs. I think it's pretty cheap, but I think Amazon. I've got a bottle of just about everything: hydrochloric acid, hydrofluoric acid, ferric chloride. What else do I have? I have a few. This brand, MG Chemicals, is one that I use a lot. They seem to be pretty good. $16 for a bottle. You can get a big bottle of it from MG Chemicals. I guess that's a gallon, probably 4 liters. Yeah. But yeah, that MG. There's one for $15. And it's also how you etch circuit boards. Ferric chloride can be used in a lot of things. It's also how you do lightning anodization, which we will do soon on one of the Thursdays. Good morning, JD. How's things going? I don't know. As far as time goes, I hope we have enough time this morning. I mean, we can BS our way around to check out some other knives. In fact, what other things are going on in the community? What other knives? Vinegar you can use by itself. Apple cider vinegar, you can put a nice patina on In fact, let's look at that real quick while we're waiting. Vinegar patina on carbon steel. So this works really good on your Moras. Vinegar forced patina. Yeah, apple cider is how you do it. And you can give your carbon knives a good patina. I did that with a couple of my Moras. Let's see if there's a video real quick. We can look a little bit.
Should you force a patina on your new carbon steel knife? What exactly is forcing a patina? Is it safe to do? Patina. There's good up front. Forcing a patina is a very safe thing to do, but I caution you. Take it slow. I'm going to show you some light, ease into it methods and a few accelerators. And keep in mind, it can wash your knife after handling a size if you're going to need a few basic supplies. Now, it's nothing too crazy, I promise you guys. And most of this stuff can be found at your home or in your pantry.
This is under fair use.
Now, obviously, you're going to need a carbon steel knife. I recommend having some acetone or some alcohol or maybe even some Windex. And the main reason for that is if your knife is brand new and you need to clean it off, acetone, rubbing alcohol will do a good job of cleaning the surface down. You also want to grab some distilled white spirit vinegar. Any type, doesn't matter, any brand, but distilled towel, you can get a container, merge your knife. But again, that's optional.
Yeah, you can do a coffee patina also.
And paper towel method. This is also a simple method that allows for maximum control, but patience is required from you. You are handling a sharp knife. That vinegar on or other for about 3 to 5 minute intervals. Some handles are made out of wood or other really nice material, so just keep it to the blade. Let the vinegar onto your blade. Try to avoid your handle. You don't want to get any vinegar on your handle. Some handles are made out of wood or other really nice material, so just keep it to the blade. Let the vinegar sit on the blade for about 3 to 5 minute intervals. Keep an eye on your knife. You don't know how it's going to react with the vinegar. That's why I'm giving you a very generic 3 to 5 minute interval. Look at it. If you see it reacting faster, then obviously you might want to cut that down a bit. If it's taking a little bit more time, then you'll need more time. After that time's up and that interval is done, then you want to wash the blade with water again and then reapply the vinegar as needed until you get your desired results. When you're all done, wash your knife with soap and water and completely dry it off with a towel. I personally like to place my knives back on the magnetic strip and let them air dry. Make sure to check on your knife after about 2 hours of letting know you're not going to protect it. The method is by actually warming up the vinegar.
This is how I did it.
The vinegar dry on the knife, as it can cause rust spots. This is methods, so keep that in mind. If you already, this method can also be used with
the mustard,
tomato sauce, or even some mayo.
Mustard method works also
I think vinegar is probably the least messiest of the rest of the other methods, so I like the vinegar method, and it works really, really well. A more extreme method that will force the patina a lot faster is to submerge the knife in a large enough container filled with distilled white vinegar at about 2 minute intervals, rather than a purging method. Using instant coffee and not fresh coffee. Well, fresh coffee has way too much oil, and the instant coffee tends to force a better patina. This method is the preferred choice when a more even finish is desired. I've seen people also submerge their blade and actually do some instant coffee, place it in a bowl, add some hot water, enough to keep the coffee grounds moist, and then grab a paper towel, scoop up some of that mushy coffee, and lightly apply it to your blade. Let it sit again for 3 to 5 minute intervals, and then wash it off. Repeat until you get your desired patina. Like always, when you're done, wash your knife with some soap and water and completely dry it off. Again, a more extreme method that will force a patina faster is to have the instant blade of your knife into the mealtime. A cheapy knife that I affectionately call the stunt double. This knife is stainless steel and from my Bob Kramer. Let's talk about what you can expect, some mistakes. Keep that in mind. You should not see any metal flaking or common weight in the materials of the blade was poking it. I have a video just eraser to do, and it's a great way to also help that we complete and
if you force a patina, it kind of protects carbon steels,
and a beautiful thing
because they're going to get that way eventually anyway. So anyway, you can course it. But look up some videos on that too if you're curious about it. Patinas on knives can be achieved lots of different ways. Oh my God, you didn't even see that. Wow, I'm an idiot. That was terrible. Well, there's a live screw up for you. I just went through that whole video where he showed
pantry. So hopefully you have it. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter.
He just showed how you. Let's see. Let me look through. Let me scan through and show you real quick. You just wipe it on. You could hear what he was saying.
I've seen people use mayo.
Mustard.
White vinegar.
You can submerge it. Here's the instant coffee. You just kind of mix it up. Sorry about that, guys.
Water enough to keep
and then just cover your blade
for 3 to 5 minute interval. Like always, when you're again a
there you
water
go.
mixture, you don't want to.
Here you can let it
I'm
soak.
not going to continuously call the stunt.
But anyway, you can go look up your own videos.
For demonstration purposes,
that wasn't too long.
Fine. I was really happy.
Oh yeah, the
with
timer.
patina
We're
on
at
my
12
camera.
minutes. Thank you guys.
What you can expect, some
sorry about that.
And
sorry, I totally flaked out on changing that to the change it from the camera to the browser. All right, let's do a 12-minute check. I know I want a pretty dark finish, so I figure we're gonna have to go to at least 20 minutes. Let me put down something to protect my nice mat we have here. No, it's not nice, and I don't really care if it gets damaged, but we will put that in there anyway. I'm going to use I usually use my bright flashlight, which is usually sitting right here, and I do not see it, which sucks, because now I've got to find one. Hold on. All right, since this liquid is kind of dark, you need some kind of good bright light to see the knife. I can see it. I can hook in the what in the world's going on here? Can't get the angle. Oh my God. When you start trying to record things, you will learn that it is nearly impossible. I'm going to use the other end because it'll be easier for me. Pull it out. You should probably do what the guy said and tie a string on it. But I have not had an issue with this before until I put it on camera. And then, of course, it's an issue. Oh my God. I've got the wrong little... Hold on a second. This can't be as hard as it's looking. Where are my other little... And of course, my other little pieces of metal have fallen off the table when I need them. Let me bend this hook out a little bit so it'll be easier to get in there. Oh, and that just snapped off. That's always great. Yep. We're doing great this morning, guys. I'll tell you. We're batting 100 so far. Luckily, this is not a process that you can really mess up. I mean, you can, but it takes a little while, so it's okay. And of course, my little curved end just broke off the end of that. I'm going to put another little curve in it. There we go. That ought to make it easier to grab it. Put a string on it like the guy said, so you don't have to deal with this issue. And this wire is so long. There we go. Let me show y'all what that's looking like. So right now it's not quite as dark as I want. So I'm going to go back in with it. And we're going to wait another 10 minutes. Have a good job, Still Addicted. I mean, have a good day, Still Addicted, at your job. Yeah, like I said, and you can see actually where that, and I don't imagine the tolerances on this knife are so, this is a cheaper knife, that they're so great that the nail polish coming off in a couple places where the pivot is, you can always you know, it's just going to add material, so you can always just sand that off a little bit if it is a little stiff. But like I said, I don't believe the tolerances. I cannot believe I didn't have the browser on when we were watching that video. Let me scroll back up and see what he had in his pocket. The Devo Mini Growler Tie. Let's check that knife out. Devo, let me set this a little bit to the side here. Devo Mini Growler Titanium. I need to get into more Devo knives, because I like Kubi as a manufacturer. Oh, that is a nice knife. I really like that one. Man, might have to try to find those on one of those on the secondary market. I really do like that. That's my style knife. Is that the one you've got? JD, yeah, it is a large knife. I didn't see an email from you or a message from you on Instagram. I was going to give you a list. I checked my email to see if you had one. I mean, if I had one. My email. Can I add? How do I add like other windows? I wonder if I can add like a notepad window. If I open that and then I say this, let me try this and hit. Nope, that doesn't work. I was going to try, I'm not sure on some of these sources. Text. Yeah, let's see if this works. Blade Alchemy for you at gmail.com. Wow, that's big. All right. Now, where is that text? Oh, it's up there in the top corner. There we go. Let me take this and take off the browser. Put this down here. And there you go. There's my email. If anybody needs it. Yeah, the Sage is a great little knife. You can check it out. They make yeah, there's my email. Let's see, let's go back to the browser. That's a super cool knife. Yeah, I'd like to give you 10 or so options so you can look through them. Just trying to do this in chat, I can't really focus like I would like to be able to help you. But let's go real quick back to the Spyderco Sage 5, I believe is the new one. They make a lightweight and regular version, I believe. So they range anywhere from 150 to, I guess, 300, depending on what kind of steel you want. But that's a super cool everyday carry knife. Sage 6 button lock, button release. Haven't seen that one yet. If you're into Spyderco, also the reason I wanted to message you is because right after I finished the stream yesterday morning, and I popped onto Reddit, and I went to Knife Swap, there was a post for a PM 3 in Maximet for $140. That was it'd be perfect for you. Right here, let's see. There's a PM2. It was yesterday morning, so it was about 24 hours ago. As you can see, there's a ton of posts daily. 15 hours ago, let's see. I guess I could type in the search, but I thought it would be up here at the top. 16 hours ago. There's a Sage 5 lightweight and a Sage 5. So just to give you some options here on Knife Swap, yesterday a Sage 5 lightweight saw in MagnaCut sold for $140, and a Sage 5 lightweight in Rex 121 sold for $160 on Knife Swap. But right here, no, this is not the one, but this is another one, and they've got images of the knives. This is a PM2 Mermaid edition that sold for, wow, $300. Gem of a knife, modded, Maximet. But the one I saw yesterday morning was a Maximet, and it literally was, we're getting close because it had to be right at 23 hours ago. Did I just pass it? You can go up here to this top and type PM3 Maximet. Whoops, I didn't type PM3. And you can sort by newest. And of course it didn't show up. Let me just type in Maximet. Maybe he withdrew it. New. There it is. He put Para 3 instead of. But right here, the sell value was $140 on this knife. And you had asked about a PM3, and I didn't want you to spend a bunch of money, but that's the kind of price that you can get on a good quality, hardly, basically brand new knives on Knife Swap. Perfect centering. $140. And if we were to look up the price of a Para 3 in Maximet, dark gray Maximet, the retail price on that same knife is $354. Of course, that's not what you're going to buy one for, but here's what you would actually pay for it. So that same knife is $265, but right here you can get it for $140, and it says he's the second owner. They both carried it a little bit. It's got a factory edge that's wicked sharp box. It's got an extra lynch clip installed, so that's even more value. I didn't even notice that when we were looking at it, but it probably has a deep carry lynch clip. Yes, it does. So that's the kind of knife you can get on Knife Swap. So if I was going to, I need to move this. Maybe that looks better over there. And I probably shouldn't have it on the screen at all times. It's kind of stupid. I can turn off my email, but at least I've got it there now where I can pop it up for people. And that would be my suggestion, is to go on to Knife Swap on Reddit. And like I said, there's so many rules over here to the side that protect the buyer. Until somebody has 25 swaps, they have to use PayPal goods and services. Let's check the knife again. It's actually been 24 minutes, I believe. We're probably getting close to being finished with what we'll do, and then we'll do a few minutes of stonewashing. Sorry, had a brain fart for a second. Let's go back to the camera. Let's go back to the flashlight. Where's the blade at? It is over there. Let's hook in the pivot. Well, stupid. All right. Ooh, it's got like a... That's probably good enough. I'm going to leave it like 5 more minutes and then we'll get it out. Let's look at a few more knives. Let's see, what else did he say he had? He had Kaiser Phoenix I'm not familiar with, and the KB Knives Decimal. Kaiser Phoenix, let's see. I'm familiar with a lot of Kaisers, so the fact that I haven't heard of the Phoenix is shocking. Okay, I don't like that one as much as the last one. And then the KB Decimal. I think it was one of the ones I did like. Yep, I do like that one. I would probably go straight to this one. That would be my style, the Dark Blast and the plain blade. Yeah, that's a super cool knife. I think it's a little overpriced. KB 354B. It does have M390, so there's that. KB 354B. See if anybody's got it for sale. White Mountain Knives. See what they're actually charging. Okay. So that's a much better price than the 240. And I still don't believe that Kubi code is working, but we will try it again here. You can get 10% off with tons of codes. I will have my own code soon for White Mountain Knives, my own 10% code. So hopefully y'all can start using that one, especially if I do all the trouble of bringing people to the site. I hope White Mountain Knives give me credit for the sale. It looks like this decimal, once you add it to the cart, it brings it down to 153.60, which is amazing. And then let's see if we can add a 10% code on top of that. Wow, 138.24. I'm going to pull the trigger on that one and do that. That is a great price. Okay, so that Kubi code, well, it wasn't working yesterday. When we tried it, Sever 7. Maybe I just didn't go through the whole process. That knife is $240 on the KB site. But yet with a little searching and checking, we can get it for $138. I'm going to switch back to the camera for a second, and we're going to pull this out, but let me finish this transaction. I don't want y'all to see all that info. Hold on just a second. I will finish. I don't think I logged in. No, I did. Check out now. Check out. Sorry guys, I thought it would have my address. Oh, it does. Free shipping. Continue. Payment. PayPal. Continue with PayPal. My order is completed. I just ordered that knife. So cool. I appreciate you showing me that one. I do like that one. We'll do a nice unboxing and review. All right, so let's get this out of here and finish the process. One thing I'm going to do is you want to stop the process of the acid etching. And so I'm going to get my cups out that we used for the titanium anodization. We're going to do a quick dip into the, I've got them sitting back here right out of camera that you can't see, but I'm going to do the triple dip. I'm going to first go into the one to neutralize with the baking soda in it. Then I'm going to go into the 2 water ones, and then we're going to rush to wash this off and see what it looks like. Let me find the blade again. All right, it's right over there. There's the pivot hole. I am in it to win it. Oh, what in the world? What in the world? Why can I not get in that hole? That's what she said. Oh my goodness. Everything on camera is 10 times as hard. I swear. So I cannot see that pivot, but there it is right there. Why are we not going in the hole? It looks like I'm in the hole, but I'm not. There we go. All right. I'm pulling it out. I'm going to dip it right here in the baking soda to stop that reaction. I'm going to dip it in my distilled water and then again in my distilled water. And I'm going to leave it in that distilled water cup until we go wash it off real quick. So now I'm going to bring up the phone camera. I'm going to walk in there. Let me switch the microphone to the phone. All right, guys, we're in here. I've got my cup. Actually got some ferric chloride on my hands. I'm going to reach down in here and grab the blade. I'm going to pull it out, and then you want to wash it really good because it's got a coating over it. And wow, this one came out good and dark. I wanted it dark. Let me show y'all how dark it is. It's got a good color to it. Good and dark. That was probably right at about 30 minutes. We'll have to go back and look. I am just washing it off now with some soap and water to get that layer off. It does look very even. I'm very happy with that. So we got it good and clean. All right, got it rinsed off. Got it washed off. Now we're going to take it and go back in there, and then we're going to come back out here and drop it. I just want to show y'all on camera real quick what it looks like before we do this stone washing. I've got a bunch of distilled water, so kind of hard. All right, I'm back. It's kind of hard to oh yeah, that's a beautiful finish. So check that out. There's still water on some of it, so it hasn't dried up. But we got a really good even coating. So now that we've got it acid washed, we could be done as it is and move on and reassemble it and have it that way. It would look super cool compared to how it did look. If you weren't here at the beginning of the video, this is actually the scales that it came out of. So that's what it would look like, kind of. But we're going to do the stonewashing. So in order to do the stonewashing, you're going to need a way to sharpen it afterwards. So at this point, we have not affected the edge, but we are about to. So something easy you could do is, like I said, would be to use something like this, drop this blade in here, shake it around. But I have not used my vibratory tumbler yet, so we're going to go try that. And we're just going to try it for a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, and see how quick it works. So yes, I'm going to leave the microphone on right here so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. But you should see me pop into this camera on the phone here. Let me bring this down and make it a little bigger. You should see me in a second pop into that camera over there and drop it in there and turn it on. That's all I'm going to do, and then I'm going to come back. But I'm going to go drop this in there. We're going to leave it for 3 or 4 minutes and see where we get to. Be right back. All right, we're on and shaking. And it's not making hardly any noise. Let me see, I'm gonna turn on that microphone for a second so y'all can hear what it actually... what do you mean? It doesn't matter what color nail polish you use. I want y'all to hear how quiet it is. Compared, if you've got one of these tumblers, you'll know. But listen to this. But yeah, so you can, if you own one of these, you can tell that it's a lot quieter than with the lid all the way down. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I should have picked up on that. I've just been running back and forth, so it's kind of difficult for me to be on point as I should be. Hopefully this gives us a good stone wash. If not, I'll have to sit here with this jar for a little while. This peanut butter jar, and shake it. Let me put this stuff up and get prepared to reassemble. Because however it turns out, we're going to reassemble. Like I said, this will be the first time I'm actually using the the vibratory tumbler. Should be cool to see how it works out. I want to go check it now. I don't know how aggressive it is. I guess there's nobody stopping me but me, huh? I'll give it a couple more seconds. All right, I'm going to switch to that microphone, and I'm going to go in there and check it. All right, guys, let's see what we're at, what we're looking like. I just added, I didn't add any, I think initially when I set it up, I added some oil, like I sprayed a little WD-40 down in here. But I haven't, and just be careful when digging through here to find your knife blade, that you don't cut yourself. I have no idea where it is. I think I just heard it. There it is. Let's see what we got so far. So, looks like we're definitely going to have to go a little longer. In fact, it's not a... Rinse it off a little bit. Sorry. It is working. So yes, I can see about how much we need, about that much longer, or even, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't overly doing it too much. We're actually good. Man, finding that rubber hole, kind of difficult. Rubber hole. Yeah, folks, I get it. All right, we're going to tighten that back down good. And there is a gap. It's not sitting on that rubber, so that's what quiets it down. All right, guys. Yeah, it wasn't quite as aggressive as I thought it would be. It is working, but we're going to leave it. We're going to stay on my clock. We'll give it 3 or 4. Let's see, it's 9:28 right now, and we will check it at 9:33. We'll give it 5 more minutes. I like a pretty aggressive stonewash. Like I said, we were going to do this one too, but with the time it's taken today and with the links to the videos, I think you can figure it out. This one wouldn't fit completely in the ferric chloride jar that I have, so I didn't want, since the handles will be showing on the sides, I didn't want the discoloration to be different on them. So I'll find a taller jar of some type to do this one in. But I'm gonna try to do the black to red fade on these scales, and I'm gonna dark wash and acid wash this blade. I thought it would look cool with the black and red. So we are going to do that one too. I'm going to do that one too. Yeah, so I'm really liking that knife. This Hilberg lightning anode chamois, pretty cool knife too. Got a lightning anodized clip and the whole thing with the pattern. M390 blade. Pretty cool knife. Just got it yesterday. I don't think y'all were here when I was talking about it earlier. But that's one of the ones I got yesterday. Hope y'all are doing good today. Got to work tonight, so there's always that. Today is trash day. I got to make sure to put my trash out. I'm going to start getting this one ready to reassemble here. I will sharpen it at a later date. All right, need the other bearing, scales, pivot screw, 2 body screws, this and this. All right. Ron Crow, see you around, buddy. About to reassemble here in a couple minutes. We'll be good to go. I really did just order that decimal. I can show you. I know y'all probably believe me, but you never know what if people do what they actually say they do. I am going to blur out my government name. I go by Chip, but that is not my government name. How do I show this picture that I got? Screenshot 01, screenshot 1. Take it, goes to Firefox. Whoops. Go to Firefox. Well, there's my name. I just screwed it up. Y'all all see it. Oh well. I did that in the wrong order. It's all good. I go by Chip, so don't call me that name or you will get hurt. I'm just kidding. I don't actually know which one it was showing. Cover your eyes, everyone. I'm just kidding. Alright, looks like it's time to go get the knife and reassemble. And you will know what about 6 or 7 minutes of vibratory tumbling gets you to. I'm going to leave the microphone on this one while I go grab it, and I will be right back. Actually, hold on. There's something else we have to do out there, so I'm going to turn the microphone on out there. Give me just a second. Properties, microphone. Alright guys, something else we had to do out here, since I knew I had my fingernail polish remover out here in this bathroom, was to get the fingernail polish off. So I thought I would turn the camera on, see if I can gently find the blade. There it is. I see some pink, see the fuller, probably grab it, easy to grab it by the fuller. Alright, move over here, I'm gonna rinse it off. I'm right here if you can't tell, and I don't know, like I said, this is the first time I've used this vibratory tumbler. I like more rough stonewash finish, and I don't know that these size rocks is going to give it to me, although it does look pretty dang good. Alright, now let me use, I've got my fingernail polish remover. I don't know, I can't frame anything on camera, I can't see my phone behind me, but I'm going to put some of that on a paper towel, just like this. I'm going to take the blade, I don't know if my arm's in the way, and I'm just going to rub it on the pivot there, get most of that out. See, most of it came out pretty easily, and you'll definitely be able to see the difference between what it started as and what it ended as. Flip that over, a little more out. Looks pretty good. Still seeing a little pink down in there. Still seeing a little pink. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, there is some pink down in the detent ball hole, but that'll be all right too. I will pick that out with something. Last but not least, there is some pink in the actual pivot hole, so I'm going to push this down in there and try to get the rest of it out. There you go. All right, looks like we're good to go. Rinse it off one last time. Grab a paper towel, close up my fingernail polish remover so it doesn't all evaporate. Grab the knife and go back in there. All right, guys, back in here. Eye muffs. Josh, I don't ever sell them. I just accumulate. I'm probably close to 700 now. I keep saying 600, but I'm probably pushing closer to 700. I'm about to start selling. I've decided, I had some thoughts last week about what I want to do, and I think I'm about to start selling. And you can see we got a great looking finish on that knife. 6 or 7 minutes. Turned out to be about exactly what I wanted. That's about exactly what I was looking for. Good even stonewash finish. That's just where it's wet. Good even color. You can see that spot just went away as it dried. You can see here the difference from where we started and where we ended. Hopefully that won't show. I don't think it will, but there you go. There's what acid washing and stonewash finished on this blade turned out to be. So let's get it back together, see what it looks like. I don't actually. I should do what they said and grab a little bit of this alcohol here and clean off the oils on the inside of my knife. Clean the knife while I got it apart. I'm going to clean it all off. Put the pivot back in. Doesn't look like we have a D-shaped pivot. Put a couple drops of oil. Wipe that bearing off. Drop it on there. Give it a couple spins. Spread that oil around. A couple drops on top. Drop the blade on. Let's see where we at. Drop the blade on. A couple drops of oil. Wipe the other bearing off. All right, step by step here. Put that bearing on. A couple drops of oil. All right. We got this side. We got the back spacer. I think with the back spacer we can slide it in, get that on there, put the pivot screw on there, which is a weird one. It's a flathead kind of dealio. Did I lose anything? No. The trim pieces are both on. All right, got the pivot tightened up pretty good. Clean off the oil out of these two sides. We're going to put, I guess that's where that goes. I know this goes here. Actually, no, I'm on the wrong side of the knife. Sorry. Wipe that off. Put this down here. Put this through here. Whoops. Dang it, why is everything so much more difficult when it's on camera. Maybe it's because you're trying to be perfect or good or right or... Oh, this got to go through the backspacer too. I think. Maybe not. I don't even know how this backspacer goes on. Yes, it does. You have to go through the backspacer. Whoops, hold on. Oh, what you got? Let me line up all my holes here. A good way to do that is with the T6 driver. Let's see, where's that hole at? Looks like it's right there. Drop this in. Alright, got that side on. We can hold what we got there for a second. Wipe that off, get the oil off of that, put that on. Get our back screw in, which actually went with the clip. Oh wow, can we get to that one? Yeah, we can. Alright, we're almost reassembled. Let me see here. All right, got that one on. Let's put one of these on. Why do I have two of these left, but it looks like only one place? What am I missing? Well, that's crazy. Oh. No. Oh, dang it. My pin fell out. Or there's a pin somewhere. Oh my gosh, guys. I apologize. This is part of the game, though. Pay attention to when you take apart a knife, how it goes back together. I'd rather show y'all on video than y'all have to go through it at home. Make sure you get all your pieces back in your knife. Oh my God, what just fell? Alright, got to take this out again, figure out where this pin goes. I should have paid attention. I didn't think it had another pin. I didn't really notice a spot for it, but I guess it does. Yeah, where does this other pin go? What in the world? I don't see a place for this. I do not see a place for that at all on these knife scales. Anybody else got any ideas about where this pin goes? So I've got the two that go in these holes. They're right here. Aha. No. I thought maybe, oh, yep. Yep. Okay. These two pieces on either side hold this pin, and it goes in this curve. It goes outside this curve right through there. All right, so I figured it out. So the way we need to put that back together is going to be a little tricky, I think, but should be able to get it. Yeah, it actually goes in this curve right here once we get it reassembled, so I didn't have to take the pivot completely apart. But you live and you learn. It's not the stop pin. It's the lanyard. It's the thing you tie the lanyard around that kind of sits outside the knife. Kind of a weird design on this knife anyway. I mean, it's got stuff going on everywhere. So yeah, once you put the back spacer in, see here, like that, then we put, make sure I get this right this time, that side on, and then we'll put this pin in. And before we can get this lined up really quick with my screwdriver. All right, that pin is lined up. Dang it. Put that on there. Actually, it goes that way. Put this through the hole. All right, we got all that lined up. Now on this side of the knife, this is where that pin goes. It goes outside the knife here, which is kind of a weird spot for it. And then this other one holds it in place. That's why I said it would kind of be weird to line that one up, but hopefully we can get it. I think it dropped into the hole. Not positive. No, it doesn't feel like it. Hold on. Well, let me get this screw started here. And oh, actually the clip goes on here. Yeah, I don't think there. Oh, there it went. Just popped into place. I felt it. Now we put the clip on. Oh my goodness. Did I put this? Yep, put that backwards. That's all right. We're still good. This goes on this side. All right, we're in. Except that needs to be flipped over now. Oh my God. Such a headache doing stuff on live. All right, that goes like that. That goes like that. We're back in, pin back in, clip back on, screw back on. Almost there, guys. That one in. One last pin. It comes in from this side. Gotta line up the rest of the pivot. I mean the back spacer. I probably tightened it too tight. The back spacer doesn't want to move. Sorry guys, I know I'm like a little off camera, but you'll be alright. Alright. Line that one up. Push the pin through. Come on, pin. Be good to me. There we go. Then the last screw. I saw that I did have room beside the clip, but sometimes you might have to put this one in first. This one I should be able to get past the clip. Screw it a little backwards until you feel it drop in so you don't strip your screws. That one tightened up. This one tightened up. Check the action on the knife. Close it. Get this one tightened up. Don't know which one of these turn. Okay. Perfect centering, as you can see. And then we have a great dark wash knife. Turned out good. There you go. You can see the Stonewash finish looks great on it. It's kind of aggressive. If you want less than that and you're using a vibratory tumbler, don't let it go quite as long. One thing about this knife now is it will need to be sharpened. I'm going to save it for when we do the sharpening video, and we will sharpen it on the sharpener to show people how to sharpen. I picked this knife because it was one that I don't ever carry, that I just bought on a whim, that I'd already done a mod to with removing this clip and making that little piece. So it was just a modded knife, and I was like, why not just keep modding it? I think that finish turned out great. I don't know what y'all think. I don't know if you like that aggressive stonewash pattern, but looks very even. Our channel does not show where we marked off with the nail polish. It might actually, no. Yep. Right up here at the top, above, we went a little too far past the pin. The hole, the detent ball hole, we covered with, I don't know if you can see that shiny spot right there. We covered a little too much with nail polish. Very, very, you'd have to look very close. I mean, you can see it when the light hits it, but just looking at the knife, you can't really see it. I mean, I guess you can. It is what it is. That's what I said. Be careful about doing the nail polish, because wherever you put that nail polish, it's not going to darken. So there we go. Another tutorial Thursday down. I appreciate y'all being here with me today. This video has kind of worn me out, running back and forth, and all the stress of stuff not working right the first time. Hit that subscribe button for me. Give me a thumbs up. JD, if you hear this, make sure to email me. I don't know why my email is not showing. It should be right there. It's in the bottom right corner. If any of y'all have any questions about anything at all, even what's my favorite Italian food, you're welcome to email me and ask me. Especially anything about knife. I'm going to enjoy this cigarette, relax, and have a rest of my day before I go to work tonight. I hope y'all do the same. Have a great day. Be shady. Thank you, man. Fist bump. Give you a fist bump. There you go. It's a fist. Same time tomorrow. We'll do it again. I'm going, Fuchs. Appreciate you. I am going to look up some stuff tonight and try to have some fresh material for us to look at tomorrow. I'm going to do quite a bit of research when I'm bored tonight at work. They make this knife in a second version, which is a black wash version. And I knew since I could black wash my own blades that we could turn it into that knife. So I like some knives with it, some knives without it. I think this knife, industrial kind of looking with all the adorning and the different patterning, I think it looks great with that stonewash finish. Anyway, y'all have a great one. On to the next one. Peace.